demon posted over 400 times on Truth Social last night. And if we're being honest, it probably isn't him. I said this a couple of videos ago when I was reading some of the Trump posts. I go, this is not Trump's verbiage. This is probably Stephen Miller or a team of groypers. Because as we know, the White House is infested with groypers. If you don't know what a groyper is, it's modern lingo for neo-Nazis, okay? It's stupid. It's all about this fucking Pepe the Frog. It's so detailed. I'll make a video on this in the future, but groypers are Nazis, okay? And the groypers have infiltrated the White House, or I guess infiltrated is not the right word. They were welcomed. They were welcomed into the White House. And it seems like they have control over Trump's Truth Social. And he posted over 400 times last night. 150 of those posts were within 1 hour, which is not doable. It's not doable. Like, you can't do, I'm a content creator, bro. There's only two possible outcomes here. A, he's geeked up on amphetamines, which is a possibility. The guy doesn't sleep. He's been addicted to Sudafed since he was like, I don't even know, like 40 or something like that. That's also true. You should look this up. Donald Trump was wildly addicted to amphetamines, and that's the reason why his casinos went bankrupt, is because he was like fucking geeked up making terrible decisions. So that's one possibility. And then the other possibility is there's a team of groypers all logged into the account constantly posting. Now, the thing is, guys, we're not going to go into all 400 posts. That would be fucking ludicrous. But it's all a distraction. Like, it's the most blatant distraction. You're just posting, I mean, he's posting about arresting Democrat lawmakers. He posted an AI-generated video of Nicolas Maduro surrendering to Donald Trump, like in shackles. And then he said, breaking news, Nicolas Maduro, the narco-terrorist leader of Venezuela, has surrendered to me and gave me evidence that Joe Biden told him that he's allowed to send gang members to the United States. All AI-generated, just delusional shit. And it's because Donald Trump is a dementia-ridden fucking pedophile. Okay? It's simple. We're going to try to cover some of that. On top of that, Ramanullah Lakenwal, the shooter from Afghanistan who shot and killed that one DC National Guardman and then shot the other one, and he's in critical condition. I told you off the rip, I said, this guy's CIA. I was right. He's CIA, but it goes further than that. It's not like this guy was, I don't know, recruited by the CIA. No. He was created by the CIA. He was a child soldier for a CIA Zero unit when he was 14 years old. The CIA created these Zero units that were riddled with child soldiers because of their connection to the Taliban and ISIS and all that shit. And they used him to kill nurses and children and women and to infiltrate, and he was privy to so much violence at such a young age that, as one does, he went fucking nuts. And then when the entire thing crumbled and he realized that him being a traitor to his own people in the name of the American CIA was all for nothing, because we lost, we failed, we withdrew, and we brought him with us because he would have been fucking executed by the Taliban. So it makes perfect sense for this sort of situation to have happened. Anyway, let's, what else do I have? Oh yeah, Trump pardoned Juan Orlando Hernandez, the former president of Honduras, who is the most famous drug trafficker in modern history. Like, so while Trump is telling you, oh, we have to bomb Venezuela, they're funneling fentanyl, narco, super terrorist drugs into Miami, and they're taking all the Latinas. While he's doing that, he's pardoning the most famous drug dealer, like, of all time. And this is because Trump doesn't care about the drugs. He doesn't care. He cares about money. Trump only cares about gold and green, okay? And this guy is able to give him money. You can buy pardons in this regime. It's already happened. That's not refutable. This is irrefutable. People have been buying pardons for their family members who are in prison. This guy just bought his pardon. What else do we have? Hakeem Jeffries, AIPAC Shakur, traitor to the United States of America. He says to not expect Democrats to seek impeachment of Pete Hegseth for his war crimes. And his reasoning is that the Republicans already packed the House and Congress and Senate, and even if we did go after impeachment, we wouldn't get it. It would just be symbolic. Then be symbolic, you fucking pussy. Then be fucking symbolic. You know, like that picture of it's an old picture of a man standing in a group of like everybody who is sitting, and they're all looking at him, and he says something, and there's memes of it where it's like, I like cracking femboys. Be that man in your life. Stand up when everyone is fucking seated, even if you will fail. There are times in your life where you will look at your best friend and you will say, you know, we're probably gonna fail, right? And you better hope to God that your buddy turns to you and goes, yeah, let's do it anyway. That is courage. That is bravery. And when you say, but what if we fail? Then you know what your best friend better fucking say? Then we'll try again. Ever tried, ever failed. Try again. Fail again. Go! Hakeem, you fucking pussy! Anyway, I'm Chris Valenti. Welcome to the Valenti VOD. This is what real independent media looks like. It looks like some douchebag New York dirtbag sitting in his office with a fucking cube of Stalin on the wall. I've never had a conversation with an advertiser or a billionaire or a government, so if you do want to support this channel financially, please do. Every dollar goes a long way into funding this operation. You can buy merch like the Democratic Socialist poster or the mugs. You can click the thanks button down below to become a member. You can click the join... Wait, no. You can click the thanks button down below to tip me. You can click the join button down below to become a member, and you can become a patron on Patreon. Other than that, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Costs you nothing, okay? Also, about 50% of you are not subbed. About 50% of the people who watch this stuff are not subbed. You might think you're subbed. Just click that little red subscribe button. It doesn't matter, bro. It's fucking free. Just click the fucking button. Anyway, let's dive right into Trump's Truth Social crash out. I don't know how I'm supposed to do this because there's 400 posts, but I guess we're just going to quick scroll. So he starts with stuff about the Somali state of Minnesota, just talking about reverse migration. He posted something with Midas Touch.
I think the Supreme Court is a broken institution. We cannot leave in place without a discussion, at least, and I think without substantive.
So this is the former Attorney General under Obama.
Reforms being put in place, this Supreme Court as it is presently constituted. If there is a Democratic trifecta in 2028, Supreme Court reform is something that has to be considered. Potentially expanding the court is something I think that also should be considered.
I go further than that. I think that we should be abolishing the Supreme Court entirely. It's fucking pathetic. It's useless. It does nothing other than bolster up the fascist in chief. So let's see. Obama sycophant, the former Attorney General of the United States, who did so much to hurt our country and who weaponized the Obama administration against the Republican Party. And me, Eric Holder, known as Fast and Furious, just gave a speech where he emphatically stated, above all else, that Democrats will back the Supreme Court of the United States if they get a chance. The word is he wants 21 radical left activist judges not being satisfied with the heretofore... yeah, no, Donald didn't write this. Yo, Donald didn't write this. Donald didn't write these. Donald didn't write these. Donald did not write these. No, he didn't write these. An AI wrote this. An AI wrote this. So he's just talking about abolishing the filibuster so that Republicans can win forever. But yeah, no, that Donald Trump did not write that. He keeps on going about Mark Kelly and the unpatriotic politicians who were wrong to do what they did. They know what they do. Great job by Jim Hansen. So I want to scroll for you, just so you can see. Oh, look, he's talking about Honduras trying to change the results of their election. He posted this shit, this AI-generated slop shit. And I'm not going to show you the whole thing because I fucking hate AI-generated slop content. But look at this anonymous mask.
Many are asking...
The mask is moving!
...or treason. But there is a third statute, one that fits their actions with mathematical precision.
Yeah.
18 U.S.C. Section 2387. Activities affecting armed forces. It prohibits, and this is word for word, advising, counseling, urging, or...
Shut the fuck up. I don't give a fuck. And dude, he posts them twice because he'll post this, right? And then he'll post it again so he can talk about the people's response. He's posting it again to show, like, look, President Trump shared this on Truth Social. Not even a close call. These people are a threat to America. Bro, we've gotten through 4 of these.
Well, the fraudulent spending.
We've gotten through 4 of these. I don't even know, like, I can't show you everything because there's too much, but what I'm gonna do is just scroll until we are done. This is what the President of the United States was doing all night while Israel is murdering Palestinians, while Pete Hegseth is murdering Venezuelans, while ICE is rounding up brown people with no due process, King Donald, is just spam posting on his private platform where, oh my God, is that cunt face?
President Trump has done more to crack down on illegal immigration and to strengthen our legal immigration system than any president in history. Several months ago, he announced a travel ban on 19 third world and failed state countries around the world. Secretary Noem announced tonight she's recommending that travel ban widens and covers more countries around the globe.
So this is all about remigration. I don't know if you guys understand what's going on here. I'm going to tell you this. So the Trump regime, not even really Trump, it's really like Stephen Miller and like the actual Nazis that are in the White House. They believe in this idea of remigration. Now, when you hear that, you think, oh, they mean like migrants who came to the United States going back to their home country. That's not what they mean. They mean somebody like me going back to Italy. I was born in New York. My father was born in New York. My mother was born in New York. My grandparents were born in New York. They mean like if you're not from the United States, dating back to like revolutionary times, they want you gone. And this is not even a joke. I mean, Stephen Miller talks about bringing this country back to 100 million population. That would mean removing 260 million people, okay? That's not possible unless you start targeting homegrown U.S. citizens, okay? So they're talking about this whole remigration plan. They want this nation to be a white Christian nation only that derives from seeds that were planted off the fucking Mayflower. It's not even like fascism. It's a new level of fascism. It's hyper fascism, right? It's actually fucking deranged. All right, anyway, let's keep scrolling. Let's just keep on scrolling. He starts posting, dude, he's posting this type of shit. Like these fucking mentally disabled, physically inferior fucking rat humans. It's insane. He's acting like a fucking influencer, bro. Oh, and then Stephen Miller, let's see. Dude, this fucking platform sucks. You can't play the video. You can't even play the fucking video. I'm just gonna keep scrolling, going up. This is what our president was doing. Over 400 posts. Did notice how almost all these posts are posted twice? Because what he does is he likes to blast out the fact that he has these bots that support him. So he'll post something like this, right? And then he'll post somebody else's response. Joey Manarino. I'm sick and tired of these fucking pirates. They invade, rob us blind, and pose their Sharia bullshit, and milk taxpayers dry with nonstop fraud after fraud. Meanwhile, there's unlimited cash for these inbred savages, but jack shit for our own veterans sleeping on the streets. Enough is enough. Deport them all. Meanwhile, Donald defunded the VA. You're talking about homeless veteran? Donald defunded the VA and got rid of Meals on Wheels. That's him. That's what he did. That's what you support, you inferior rat person. Just keep on fucking going. Just keep on going. Dude, he posts a video about the dead National Guard. He goes, I'm not playing that because I'm going to get copyright striked. 10,000 people, maybe more. Like, dude, our National Guard are under attack by Democrats! An attack on the people who protect America is an attack on all of us. Yeah, because the CIA-trained child soldier, that's the Democrats. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah. Whoopsie. Whoopsie-bo-boopsie. Don't worry, we're going to get to the child soldier. I know we're taking a long time to get through Trump's post, but the cocksucker posted 400 fucking times in one goddamn night. Still going. This is disgusting. What is this? Is that Ilhan Omar? Should Ilhan Omar be deported alongside her Somali corruption ideology?
Port Ilhan Omar.
Oh my God, the AI voice.
Donald Trump warned America long ago that one day the truth about Ilhan Omar would come crashing down like a hammer. And now, with Trump back in charge...
Was that a wasp's nest? Yo, this is so Islamophobic. Oh, I accidentally clicked the full screen button. No! I think we're back. So let's go back to Ilhan Omar here. Where's Ilhan? Where is she? Show me Ilhan.
Why Donald Trump will deport Ilhan Omar. Donald Trump warned America long ago that one day the truth about Ilhan
That's a fucking wasp's nest! That's a wasp's nest!
Omar would come crashing down like a hammer. And now, with Trump...
Again, friendly reminder, don't fall for this shit. This is all a distraction from the Epstein files, from the fucking war in Venezuela, Pete Hegseth's war crimes, and the just crashing fucking economy. None of this shit matters, bro.
back in charge and the emperor finally seated on his throne again.
The emperor?
The crackdown on immigration fraud is no longer a threat. It's a reality. And Ilhan Omar, well, she might want to start packing before the music stops. For years, Omar moved through Washington like someone who believed the law was a suggestion.
What the fuck are you talking about? Donald Trump is a felon. He's convicted 30+ fucking felonies. What the fuck did I do?
Why Donald asylum clear her suggestion, not a requirement. Fake identities, suspicious paperwork, a marriage that investigators say looked more like a family reunion than a wedding. Her story reads like one of those immigration cases Trump loves to expose on stage. And now that he's tightening the net on fake citizenships, fraudulent asylum claims, and people who enter the U.S. using children who are not even theirs, Ilhan Omar stands exactly where she never wanted to be.
This is so fucking stupid, dude. This is so fucking stupid. Oh my god. All right, we still gotta keep scrolling up. What is this, Kash Patel? Why does he look like he just fucking shot Charlie Kirk himself?
When the United States government and agency heads want things to disappear...
Dude, he looks like he did it himself.
...and want things to be buried and hidden, they know how to do it.
Oh, that's so quiet. Sorry, let me turn that up for you.
But what they didn't count on was President Trump winning, him electing leadership across the United States government to say...
Shut the fuck up. You're a Make-A-Wish FBI director, bro. You're literally a Make-A-Wish hire.
Go find out how they corrupted and weaponized law enforcement. And that's what we did. That's what we're doing. That's how we found it. And we're going to...
Yo, by the way, this fucking dork loser, when he got to D.C. to investigate this National Guard shooting, this is confirmed reporting. I'm not going to pull up the fucking tabs. You could do that on your own. But he stayed on the plane for like an hour throwing a temper tantrum that he would not get off the plane until somebody gave him an FBI jacket and a SWAT patch, a patch and an FBI patch, because he left his jacket. So they had to take a jacket off of a woman, like a female FBI agent, and put it on him, and then get SWAT teams to take off their patches and put it on him, all because he wanted to look like a big, strong guy. You're the fall guy, Kash. You're the fall guy. Nobody respects you. Like, nobody out here in the real world respects you, but even in there, in the White House, bro, the reason I called Kash Patel a Make-A-Wish hire is because that's what they call him in the White House. That's not a joke. That's being leaked out, is that people in the White House refer to him as the Make-A-Wish director, okay? It's a fucking joke. You're a pathetic, spineless, gelatinous, supine fucking worm, Kash, and everybody is racist to you. Like, bro, I saw your Happy Diwali post. All of your own constituents, all of the people who you stand for were like, go back to India, fuckface. Like, dude, you don't even look. Oh, and not to mention, you are being honeypotted by a Mossad agent, you pathetic fuck. You are dating a younger than me, a 26-year-old Mossad agent, constantly gathering blackmail on you, you fucking dumbass. Jesus Christ, let's let him finish. Nah, because this platform sucks dick. I'm clicking play, but it doesn't matter because this platform is fucking insane. I wouldn't be surprised if this entire website was created by a goddamn AI. So it keeps on. Is that Alex? Alex, come on.
They're now turning on their former bosses, which shows they know they're done. I mean, explain how big a deal that is to have their top people. Because it's not just, they've already gone to the White House.
Somebody in chat said this yesterday. Alex Jones is my favorite Greek tragedy because when he was younger, you know, in the early 2000s, he built a whole career off of essentially doing what I do, you know, being like, these fucking people, they want to create like a super AI. These fucking people, they want to create like a super AI data center. And they want to be able to monitor your every movement, brother. It's Big Brother. They want to be able to monitor your thoughts. And then they're going to arrest you for thought crime. And they're going to be selling, they're going to be trafficking children for the rich elite pedophiles, right? Meanwhile, all of that ends up happening, ends up becoming real. You were right, Alex. You were right. Oh my God. And because it's Trump, because it's your guy, you have to pretend it's not real. You have to defend it all. Like, it's a Greek tragedy. The way that you have fallen, you could have been the beacon. You could have been the beacon.
Then the White House says, well, then go show us. If we were to trust you, go public. They're now going public. So explain what happened last week.
Well, networks, a general rule is networks under pressure break down. They start breaking down, people turn on each other. So just by keeping the pressure on over a long time.
Is this guy a meth head? Is that a fucking tweaker? Is that a Fent tweaker? What the fuck is this thing? What the fuck is that thing? Ew! Get it off my screen. Get it off my fucking screen. All right, so we keep going. He's just shit posting. He's just shit posting all fucking day and night. Oh my God, he posted the golden millennial.
So Gavin Newsom and his wife actually created an organization just to steal some of the fire aid money. Like, how this man is still governor of California and not behind bars is fucking mind-blowing.
Oh, shut the fuck up, you alcoholic, morbidly obese piss boy. I've seen a video of you getting tased by an officer after resisting arrest and then pissing yourself, crying on the floor, going, I'm so sorry, officer. I'm not joking about that. If you want to see that, look up The Older Millennial Pisses Himself. The video is available. It's body cam footage. It is some of the best fucking footage out there. Anyway, yeah, still shit posting. Stephen Miller, some random fucking guy. I mean, that's all. It's insane. I don't know what to tell you other than the fact that he's dementia-ridden and fucking insane. Anyway, so let's move on to the CIA child soldier who shot the DC National Guard. So, we got this from Trump, his post about the animal who shot the 2 National Guardsmen, yada, yada, yada. So the CIA did not recruit Ramanullah Lakenwal. They harvested a 15-year-old kid, shoved him into one of their Kandahar kill squads, rewired his brain for violence, and then dumped him in America like toxic waste. So this is confirmed reporting. We've got this from Truth Out here. U.S. enlisted D.C. shooting suspect in CIA-backed death squad when he was a child. Ramanullah Lakenwal, who allegedly shot 2 National Guardsmen and previously worked in a Zero unit in Afghanistan. Now, Zero units, if you don't know, they weren't officially part of the United States military, so they were allowed to not allowed, but they were violating international law. They were committing war crimes. They were slaughtering innocents. This guy, when he was like 15 years old, at the orders of the CIA and the training of the CIA, was murdering nurses and children and just fucking insane shit. Ramanullah Lakenwal, the man who authorities say shot 2 National Guardsmen outside the White House, had previously worked in a CIA-backed Zero unit in Afghanistan, often called death squads by human rights groups. The United States made this person into a child soldier and is now experiencing what I think is one of the most horrifically bright-line cases of imperial blowback that we've seen throughout the War on Terror, says Spencer Ackerman, journalist and author focused on U.S. military and foreign policy. Hassan Piker said this once, and he's correct. The violence that we commit overseas will always make its way home. Okay? The imperialism that we do overseas will always make its way home. And we see microcosms of this, like, you know, our never-ending funding for Israel and support for their genocide leads the IDF into the United States to train ICE. And this is not a joke. And they're not only training ICE, IDF soldiers are in ICE. That's a verified truth, bro. And the same thing with like the NYPD. The NYPD is trained by the IDF. The cruelty we commit overseas will always make its way home. All right, so here's the transcript. This is between Amy Goodman and Spencer Ackerman. I will do a dramatic reading for you. I want to bring Spencer Ackerman into this conversation. You have a new piece in Zateo headlined, quote, "He killed for the CIA in Afghanistan. Trump blames Afghan culture instead of Langley's," end quote. Can you elaborate? Yes. Your guests have spoken very eloquently about the betrayal and the dishonor that the collective guilt of Afghan refugees ascribed by the Trump administration for this horrific murder is having. What we're focusing on less is that person. What we're focusing on less is that the person who committed, allegedly, these crimes, Lakenwall, had a gun put in his hands when he was a child by the CIA. Apparently, when he was 14 or 15, he was brought into the 0 Unit number 3 around Kandahar. If you're too young to know much about like Afghanistan and Iraq, the invasion of Kandahar was a fucking nightmare. Okay, door to door combat. Every fucking window, every fucking door. They did not want us there, okay? Apparently, when he was 14 or 15, he was brought into the 0 Unit number 3 around Kandahar. Apparently, his brother told the New York Times. Apparently, his brother, the New York Times reported, was a deputy commander of this unit. The unit was a death squad. The United States made this person into a child soldier and is now experiencing what I think is one of the most horrifically bright-line cases of imperial blowback that we've seen throughout the War on Terror. If the United States wants to find out whose culture is responsible for this horrific crime, it needs to start by knocking on doors at Langley. As well, the Afghans who ran the US-backed Afghan intelligence service known as the NDS. So when we were working with the Afghans to like take down the Taliban and Al-Qaeda, we were working with warlords who had literal child sex slaves, okay? And there were whistleblowers like American Marines, American soldiers who would be taken into these rooms because the CIA was going to work with this warlord, and they would see a naked child chained to a bed being raped. And these soldiers were like, well, in the movies, my job right now would be to kill the bad guy and save the kid. But the movies ain't real life. We're the United States of America. We're on the side of the bad guy. We've always been the bad guy. We've never been the good guy. Do you understand that reality? Do you understand that we are the evil empire? We're not the rebels. We're the evil empire. It's an unfortunate reality. It was this culture of violence, of impunity, of murder for political reasons that had a specific role, we'll find out more at trial, of shaping Lakenwall and his circumstances. To blame the Afghans who came here as refugees, desperate, overwhelmingly, as your guest said, who worked with the United States, who served the United States war effort, is perverse. And it is ultimately a cover for allowing the U.S. to continue to create death squads, to outsource its most murderous and its most despicable wartime actions to locals, and then blame them for it. Who then it can blame them for. I was thinking about Timothy McVeigh, who was on the highway of death in Iraq. Yes. He comes back from there. He blows up the Oklahoma City building. He kills what, something like 169 people? No one said that all white Christian men should be imprisoned, let alone deported. But your thoughts on those kind of comparisons? I think what we are really seeing is the horrific consequences of a violent, exploitative, and extractive U.S. foreign policy once again. Not for the first time, but once again, coming home. If the United States actually cherishes the lives of these West Virginia National Guardsmen, who should not have been in D.C. in the first place to backstop ICE, that's its own issue, but if the United States values their lives and values the lives of other service members and other Americans, then it has an obligation to, in the first instance, stop creating these death squads. Oh, Jesus. To stop creating the conditions that are warping the people who serve them into the point where they would commit horrific murders like these. That's a cherishing of human life that we never see from the United States and its foreign policy around the world. Un-fucking believable. So, listen, I told you, and I'm right. I don't like being right. CIA orchestrated. I'll be very surprised if this guy, Ramanullah, actually makes it to trial without being suicided or disappeared by the CIA. They're never going to let this guy testify. They're never going to let us hear his fucking voice. All right, moving on. Former president of Honduras is freed from prison after the Trump pardon. Here's a picture of it. So Trump, this guy right here, this is Juan Orlando Hernandez, the former president of Honduras, who was also one of the most notorious drug traffickers. So Midas Touch covered this. I'm just going to read this for you. Trump has pardoned one of the most notorious drug traffickers, former Honduran President Juan Orlando Hernandez. He was convicted of drug trafficking last year in the U.S. and sentenced to 45 years in prison. He conspired to traffic 400 tons of cocaine into the country and was at the at the center of one of the largest and most violent drug trafficking conspiracies in the world. He even said his goal was to, quote, shove the drugs right up the noses of the gringos. Yes, please. Now, thanks to Trump, he is a free man. Now, this is because I know that, like, you guys think that, or some people think that Trump cares about, like, the flow of drugs, and that's why he's bombing Venezuela. He doesn't. Fentanyl doesn't come in from Venezuela. If you think it does, you're fucking brain dead and a dipshit. What Trump does care about is money. Money, 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 money. And I don't know how much money this guy and his team paid Trump, but they clearly paid him for this. I don't know what to tell you other than the fact that Donald Trump means nothing of what he says. He doesn't mean anything. He doesn't mean anything. All he cares about is money. He sees two colors, green and gold. And if you can give him those two things, he will give you whatever you fucking want. Okay? Also, he's a pedophile. He's a pedophile and a sex trafficker. All right. Moving on. As we know, Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of War Crimes, has been murdering innocent civilians on fishing boats in the Caribbean and in the Pacific. And we're now getting confirmation that he ordered, quote, kill them all, leave no survivors, which is in and of itself a war crime. Under any circumstances, it's a war crime. But a long story short, there were 8 guys on a boat. We bombed the boat. 2 of them survived. They were clinging on for dear life. They went up the chain of command, said, what do we do? Pete Hegseth is watching this live. He says, kill them all. Second strike comes in, kills the last 2 guys. Now, this is just the one example that we know of. Excuse me. I am 100% certain that we have done it to more than 2 people. And Pete Hegseth is a war criminal. But Hakeem Jeffries, also known as AIPAC Shakur, the House Minority Leader, well, he says not to expect Dems to pursue Pete Hegseth impeachment. Friendly reminder that this man has received over $1.7 million from AIPAC. He is a traitor to the United States of America. But yeah, House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries signaled on Monday that Democrats are unlikely to pursue impeachment against Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth over alleged follow-up strikes against boats in the Caribbean. Impeachment has been a fraught subject for Democrats, Jeffries acknowledging that the Republican control of both chambers of Congress makes any impeachment effort virtually dead on arrival, which goes back to my point earlier. Just because the failure is inevitable does not mean that trying is not worth it. Trying is all that you can do sometimes, putting up an effort, showing your people that you are willing to fight even the unwinnable battle. Okay? That's courage. That is bravery. Courage is not the lack of fear. It is acting in spite of it. It is recognizing that fear and going, fuck you, and doing it anyway. And Hakeem, you have no honor. You have no courage. You have no bravery. You're a fucking reptile. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. Again, I'm Chris Valenti. This is the Valenti Bot. If you're watching this live, you stay. We're going to make a thumbnail and get this posted, and we got more news to cover. If you're watching this pre-recorded, thank you very much. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It costs you nothing, and it helps me immensely. And do me one last favor. Click that video over there. It's a banger, and I know bangers.